this is the brutal truth about time management that nobody wants to hear. Because what if I told you that after watching this video, you will learn to become so efficient with your time that you can work less and achieve more. You can finally spend time doing the things that you always wanted to do, but you never had time for. And all of this while not just maintaining the results you get, but also just getting way more results at the end of the month. And that's exactly why I put up this comprehensive guide so that you can finally reclaim your time and change your life. Most of us don't have a time problem. We have an honesty problem. And one of my biggest time wasters was actually watching self-help videos on YouTube. Does that sound familiar? Because it happens to everybody. And I would just tell myself all these excuses like, I don't have enough time in the day. I wish I had more time. You know, I can't get the work done. If only I had more hours. If only I slept less, but could still sleep more. And that's what I used to tell myself every single day. But the truth is, we have the same amount of hours every single day. And all those excuses I used to give myself, when I look at them right now, it's just a bunch of coke. So to lock everything in, click full screen on this video and let's begin. Part number 1. The lie we tell ourselves. You see, I used to say, I don't have time. There would be something somebody would ask me, you know, did you do that thing? Did you attend that event? Did you go there? Did you do this? And I would say, I don't have time. But the truth is, we have enough time in the day. I did have enough time. It was just a lie I was telling myself to feel better for my lack of professionalism. It wasn't that I didn't have enough time. It was just that I didn't want to. And that's something you really need to understand, because as soon as you do, you'll realize that you can do whatever you like. You can spend your time in any way that you want. And it really is up to you how you spend your time, what you do, and what you build towards. And truth is, the real reason why you waste time is because you don't value it. The core of time management is first understanding, number 1, why do you waste time? And then number 2, where are you wasting time? What are you doing with your time? And number 3, how can you actually open up time and create space using the right systems in order to achieve more clarity, more freedom, and spend the time actually in a more efficient way so you can do what you love and have enough time to do anything. And that's the goal. It is freedom, fulfillment, and focus. You know, hours on YouTube watching self-help instead of actually applying it into your real life. And that brings about the question, do you want to be a dreamer or a doer? The truth is, in today's society, about 99% of people are just dreamers. You know, they have this dream, they have these ambitions, they have these goals, but they don't actually do anything that is going to get them closer. They like to talk more than they like to act. They like to think and envision and imagine more than they like to do. So if you want to actually make that shift and go from being a dreamer to being a doer, then I have something for you at the end of this video. So stick around and you'll find out. So I want you to really understand this key point. You waste time because you don't value time. The same way, if I asked you to throw away $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, you wouldn't. You know, and the bigger the number, the more reluctant you would be towards throwing it away. And why is that? Because money has value in society and you value that money, and that's why you're not going to waste it. But then let me ask you, why don't you value your time enough not to waste hours of it every single day, scrolling, spending time doing nothing, spending time just entertaining yourself and wasting time and procrastinating, even though you know that you have goals, even though you know that you have these visions that are still waiting for you. So let me give you this example. If something is going to take you longer to do, then it is going to cost you more money. It is going to cost you more time and more leverage. If 1 hour of my time is worth $100 and I spend the whole hour trying to chase a $40 refund, then that is time wasted. And this all depends person to person. But the main thing we got to understand is priorities are priorities. Everybody at the top, all of these people you look up to, they all value their time immensely. And that is why they are successful. So the next parts are going to be all about taking control of your time, reshifting and repurposing these excuses to actually make them and use them as a stronger reason why. And I'll explain more, but let's move on to part number 2. It's not actually time management, it is self-management. You see, I was just sitting at my desk one random day and I looked at the clock and I realized that I set a timer on my phone for 4 hours. And as soon as it was done, I realized that I had done no work at all. I was just procrastinating, and I could have done the work that I did in an hour and 30 minutes if I actually focused. So it's not that we actually need more time, it is that we need to manage our time more wisely. And at that moment, the realization hit me. I don't need more time blocks, or I don't need to use the Pomodoro technique. I just need a new level of self-control. You see, managing yourself is harder than managing a schedule, but it is also more rewarding and more fulfilling. But that comes from a level of identity that you see yourself as the person who does a certain thing. And that is identity shifting, which is also a common concept I bring up in these videos. So let me give you another idea here. Right now, chances are you are not being honest with how you allocate your time. You spend so much time doing a certain thing and you don't even realize it. So that when you need actual time to build your business, actual time to focus on yourself, on self-development, to actually do something that is going to help your future, then all of a sudden you're faced with the same thing that you don't have time. But if you just look at your screen time, you scroll Instagram Reels for 4 hours, and if you just don't scroll for 4 hours, you're going to have an extra 4 hours in the day, which you can just simply use for the thing that you wanted to do. And this brings me to energy leaks versus time leaks. Don't confuse the two, because most of us don't have a time deficit. We have an energy deficit. We have attention leaks because it's not that we're not doing enough things, we're just not doing enough of the right things. And that is where the shift comes in. If you learn how to allocate your time and understand the same way a business has to track the revenue and expenses to find out the profit and the business health, that is the way you need to find out your own health, by just looking at where time is going out and where time is coming in. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the biggest distraction right now for all of us here, for you especially, is this one thing I'm about to tell you, and that is your phone. That is no surprise. You know, your mom was right. It is that damn phone. It is that damn phone that is stealing your time, that is stealing your attention. Because I guarantee you that extra thing that you wanted to do, the extra hour of work that you know you could do that would get you to the next step. The problem is, your phone is always in the way. It steals time. It steals your attention. It takes away micro moments, and it leads to just leaking energy. On a day-to-day basis, you're just leaking so much energy and so much mind space, mental space, that when it comes to actually doing the thing, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough, and you say, I don't have time, but that's just a cope and an excuse for, I don't want to. I don't want to because I've been spending all my time doing things that are draining me instead of fueling me. So your phone is one of the biggest distractions, and it is probably one of the reasons why your time management is whack, and why you just can't seem to organize your time in a way where you can just do things so efficiently that you wouldn't have to spend 10 hours doing 2 hours of work. And that takes me to part number 3. This is the blueprint. I'm gonna open your eyes with a concept that is so important, and this is the 80% rule. You see, the difference between busy and productive is immense, because 80% of the things you do, they don't matter at all. Everything else does. The 80% of things you do, they have such a small result, such a small impact on your life, but we still spend the majority of our time doing them. And for some reason, the 20%, the minimum things, the rare things that we can do that actually move the needle, that actually change our lives, that actually give us the results that we want at the end of each month, whether that's a money goal, a financial goal, a spiritual goal, a physical goal, whatever it may be, there is a certain number of things you could do that would really change so much. And those are the 20%. Those are the rare things that we are not doing. So in your life, look at your life. Just take a journal and do this, and do a life audit. You know, analyze your life, analyze what you're doing, what you're spending your time doing, and really be honest with yourself. And over here, you're gonna want to define needle moving tasks, the things that actually make a difference in your life, the things that actually get you closer towards your goals. And these might be uncomfortable, but they are necessary. They are incredibly crucial for building your life and your dream life and everything you want to achieve. I'm gonna say something right now that might sound very harsh, but it is gonna save you from years of time wasted. So distractions are gonna pull you towards an easy, low impact life. Things that don't matter, actions that don't do anything, tasks that are useless, and you're gonna spend your life doing these things, and I don't want that for you. So most things you are doing right now, they are a cope, a form of just coping, because you know that there is something else you have to do, but the task that you have to do that is actually useful is painful. And because of that, you avoid it by bombarding yourself with small micro tasks that don't do anything, with fake productivity, with just feeling like you're busy. Productivity isn't how many hours you work. Productivity is the results that you get at the end of the month. So the chances are you are fake working most of the time. And that's okay, because we can fix it with the right systems. I remember it would take me so long to get one video out. It would take me, for a 6-minute video, a 5-minute video, it would take me literally 1 whole week, 7 days of work. And as of this day, since like a month and a half, 2 months, I've been posting twice a week, and the videos are 15 minutes, sometimes even 28 minutes. Like last week, I posted a 28-minute video, and then a couple days later, I posted a 19-minute video, and then last video was a 15-minute video. So my output actually increased by reducing my input, because I realized that most of my input was bullshit. Most of my input wasn't even valuable. It was just wasting time. You know, that 4-hour editing session, I would just be picking up my phone 500 times in between and just taking like a 10-minute break 5 times, and I wouldn't really be focused. And because of that, I was wasting so much time, and like it took me so much mental energy and so much emotion and mental space to just get one video out that wasn't even that long, and that drained me. That burned me out so fast. So let me ask you this: if you want to achieve your dream life, you need to cut back on useless input, only value your input, and allow your output to be valuable. So that takes me to part number 4, the brutal truth. You see, it is really not that deep. On a basic level, you have X amount of time per day. So take away your sleep, take away the time you eat, take away the time you're at the gym, you're doing this, you're doing that, time you're helping your mom with something. All of these things, once you take away the certain number of time, you have a certain number of free hours in your day. And you can either use those to build the life that you want, or you can use those to waste time and instead complain about the life that you didn't actually work towards. So you need to just be honest with yourself. You know, honesty, self-honesty has brought me so far in my journey. And like, I used to cope so hard. I used to just like blind myself from the truth. But the truth is, I just had to do one thing, be brutally honest with myself. And that's why this video is titled The Brutal Truth. So admit your real problems, low energy, poor habits, fake productivity. Look, you don't need more hours. You don't need more time. You don't need to do less. You need more intention with what you're already doing. And sometimes that does mean doing less because what you're currently doing is not full of intention. And don't get me wrong, I love working. Sometimes I spend 12 hours a day just working, sitting on my desk. But before that stage, what I would do was I would do a life audit and I would understand like what time is actually useful. Because if you spend 12 hours in an inefficient way, you're just going to get bad results at the end of the month. And it's just going to make you feel so bad because you're spending all this time working. And you're like, I'm working so hard, but I'm getting so little results. So instead, we want to flip that around and be so efficient with how we spend our time that even 2 hours of that same productive time is going to get you the same results as some guy who's working 12 hours a day, but isn't really focused, isn't intentional, and doesn't have the right systems. So be honest with yourself. Guard your energy, cut fake productivity, reduce digital junk, and every single day, ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can do today that is going to move me closer to my goals? What is the needle-moving task that I should do? You see, once you stop lying to yourself about time, everything changes. Now, if you're one of those people who want more, you have the basics in place, you know where you want to go, you have your visions, and you are an ambitious and driven person. If that sounds like you, I run a school community that is focused on building the discipline that is going to allow you to achieve the life that you want. We're talking about achieving anything you want. Discipline and focus, intention and systems, which are all the things that we focus on. So in the community, we actually run weekly challenges and we have 2 calls per week, which are led by myself and my student success coach. Now, if you're just tired of where you've been and the progress you've seen and you just want to make a change and you want to move towards the better, then click the first link in the description box below. So thank you for watching. We'll see you inside.